Hey everybody, this is Justin Case of American Newscape, joining our friend and media personality Jerry Maldonado back for another installment of American Mentoring. Hello Jerry, welcome back to American Newscape.
Yeah, long time no see, Meatball. Where the hell you been?
Yeah, the meatballs have been having a little trouble coordinating.
Yeah, with coordinating and electricity and migraine headaches from the humidity up here, all kinds of stuff, man. A whole plethora of things going on here.
Yeah, nothing like the extreme weather of the Northeast United States.
Yeah, it's like 60 degrees now. It's supposed to snow tomorrow, so we're all good. Yeah, we're all good.
I figure if you guys don't have hurricanes, you're okay.
Yeah, that's right. It's not September yet. The red sirens aren't going off yet. But I do got a thing to point out. All your guests, which I love, mind you, I watch them all. They all have these beautiful portraits on your YouTube channel and everything else. Me, I got a meatball.
You have a meatball.
I don't get it. Are you that comfortable with me? I don't understand it. I don't get the whole concept behind it, man. But I'll take it.
No. I didn't recognize that you were that fragile emotionally. You know, we can get back to getting a picture of you if it'll make you sleep better at night.
No. I'm kind of taking that with a grain of salt because I know that my buddy Justin is happy with me and he's really comfortable. It's like this relationship kind of thing. You know, we're kind of sitting back getting cozy with each other. But it's all good. I just figured I'd bring that up. Now, don't go changing it because you feel bad. I'm gonna get the violin for you. Hold on.
All right, good. Get the violin. Well, you've actually brought some true meaning to meatballs everywhere, and I think it's important to personify that and to keep that going.
No, you're right. The hashtag is moving, baby. I mean, X. It's not even Twitter. It's called X now. Add a couple more X's, and basically that's what X is free porn, honestly, in politics. But at the same time, yeah, that's fine. Meatballs are us is all good.
Meatballs are us, exactly. All right, Jerry. Jerry. Hey, we are glad you're back, and we are glad that we've been able to get this thing scheduled. And, all right, we're talking about tonight, we're talking about Crossroads. So, Jerry, what are your thoughts? What's happening with Crossroads?
Crossroads is a great point in life, and people think that they feel lost all the time. But when they finally hit that crossroad of that true self they've always wanted to be, that's called an epiphany. I know a lot of you guys know it. I'm not here to be like Mr. Rogers or anything like that. But if you're at that point in life where you're going one way, but you want to go another, you're in the middle right there. Follow your heart. It's the simplest definition I can come up with because sitting in a motel room for 10 years, I was at a crossroad on many, many occasions. I just wouldn't take the leap. And it's almost like I wasn't ready for it. I had to edify myself a lot more before jumping out and doing what I wanted to do because it made me feel comfortable. My advice to anybody is when you feel comfortable, you're at a crossroad when you're not feeling right, when you're not in balance or in sync with yourself every day, and you're not comfortable where you are. That could be a relationship, that could be anything in life, your job. People hit crossroads all the time. They just don't realize what it is. It's a new calling, to put in a better definition.
You know, I look at it. It's an opportunity. You know, we can go left, we can go right. We're at that crossroads.
Fantastic point. I love that. You're right. You're absolutely right. Opportunities are endless. When you hit a crossroad, you just got to get yourself in the mindset and stop fighting it. You know, your heart is pulling you somewhere, or your mind is pulling you somewhere, but the past just keeps deflecting it. You can't do it. You can't have it. You can't be it. So follow that gut. And that's the one thing I did. You've done with our professional lives and probably personal lives as well. We followed our gut in all we do. I mean, look at what we've done. I mean, I'm not bragging about it. No, this is just a start, meatball. This is just the evolution of knowing that where we can go in life. And it's an awesome feeling. Hopefully everybody can encounter that in their life and take action.
Well, we celebrate the crossroad that brought us here. And
God, yeah.
And,
the wisdom you attain if you use the wisdom instead of living in it to learn from it is astounding.
Well, yeah, exactly. The crossroad, and the other thing that people, when we come to that crossroad, both directions may not be correct, but we're given that opportunity to backtrack and come to the next crossroad. And another perspective is both may be correct. So whether you go left, whether you go right, both those decisions may be decisions that will not harm you and may help you. So, and that's why I see the opportunity, and I'm anxious for them to come around. For some,
opportunities are endless. Yeah, go ahead. Opportunities are endless. Go ahead.
Well, no, for some they don't recognize the crossroad. They're bogged down in the swamp, and the crossroad is that opportunity to dig out and move forward, as you always like to say.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, crossroads on a financial reason. You're at a crossroad where there's just no more money, and you got to follow through in doing something. I was there. A crossroad of closing your business and having to lay people off. I was there. It's just a new direction in a life that you fought so hard to try to attain, but it's not going to work. I mean, this is your crossroad. This is you understanding that there's definitely a new direction. I mean, so many people are hit that every day, but are afraid to take the leap. If you learn how you and I did, and many, many millions of others, if you learn how to fail forward, there's always opportunity. There's always opportunity, because you never really lose if you try. It's when you stop trying that you can consider that kind of L word in front of your name as a badge if you want to. But a lot of people live by that. But I just learned to fail forward. I mean, I'm always trying new things indeed, but I'm always following the most important, I would say, attribute that I carry that I learned to use, which is my feeling. How do I feel about something? Just like you and I, how do we feel? We connect. It's the same way with opportunity, same way with crossroads, same way with anything in life. What you feel inside is going to become real on the outside.
Well, yeah, and a lot of others, Jerry, they'll talk about the journey, the journey. And I don't like that word. It doesn't need to be a journey. It can be an adventure. So that's the word I'm using. I'm beating the drum. Yeah. It's an adventure. Tomorrow will be an adventure. Yesterday was an adventure. We need to appreciate what we learned or brought from yesterday into today.
But to me, I don't consider it a journey either. It's so passé. It's every day's a gift. Yeah. It's really simple. That's why they call it the present. And if you boil it down to that kind of way, every day is a new present that you're presenting to the universe, hence your mindset of what you want to unwrap for the day. It's your canvas every single day. People say, "Oh, it's part of the journey." If you're living right now is what you're not, because journey is like the front or the past. You want to live right now, and what you're feeling right now. This is what people get confused. I did for many moons of getting too far ahead of myself, thinking that would work, and I was saying, "Wait, how do I feel now about it?" When you start understanding how you feel about the so-called journey or whatever you want to call it, or the present, you realize what you truly feel on the inside, and you start following that gut feeling.
Well, you're right, and I never heard that definition of present, but you are exactly right. And the other thing that I say way too often is we're not promised tomorrow. It's good to plan. It's good to plan, but savor the day, savor today, and enjoy it.
Honestly, I don't even think about that. And I don't do it out of ignorance. I'm not the kind of guy, we're not promised tomorrow, let's do it all today. No, I'm just I'm just living right now. The only thing I know I can do is create an amazing future by how I feel about it. Whenever I'm taken, I mean, that's all I can do. But as long as I'm putting out good vibes, good opportunities, good thoughts, good feelings, good karma, I mean, you don't lose, man. You don't lose, Meatball, on the crossroad, because everything is going to feel right, and it's all going to connect. Most importantly.
Well, exactly. It's the path to connect. It's the path forward. It's the path everywhere.
Yeah, Buddhism teaches that. A lot of the Eastern mystics have taught that to basically live here and now. I'm not saying celebrate with champagne 24/7, Meatball. No, all I'm saying is just be who you are, do what you love to do. I did a lot of house cleaning the past 6 months with certain people and this and that, not because to hurt anybody, just because they weren't in that crossroad. They weren't in my path. And people tend to forget that on their so-called journey, if you want to call it that way, not to mock anybody. But sometimes you got to clean house, or else your journey is going to get interrupted, or your quest is going to get interrupted, or your dream is going to get interrupted. And if people aren't fitting your pattern, it's not their fault. It's just you're not connected anymore, or a certain job or whatever's going on in your life. You got to make sure that if something is eking at you to do something, listen, ask better questions. Journaling for me has changed my life because I've asked better questions, and all of a sudden I'm coming up with these answers. And life is awesome that way. And you're not really hurting anybody. You're helping them because it wouldn't work out anyway in that certain way.
Well, you're right. Purging negative energies out of your life, whether it's people or circumstances,
situations, or a job, whatever it might be. Well, if you just follow what makes you happy, man. I mean, that day, that present, that now becomes even better. And you start. Here's a great example. People can't see thought. I know I can't see thought either, but we can actually get a metaphor for it and how strong your passion or desires are. If you throw a rock into a calm body of water, it creates a ripple effect. That's our thought. The bigger the rock, the bigger the passion, the bigger the ripple, the bigger the effect. When you start understanding what kind of pebbles or rocks you're throwing into that sea of the quantum field and your thought and feeling, you'll understand where you're going. If the rocks are huge, your passion, your emotion, your drive, you know you're going to get there. But if you got this little thought, or you're scared, you're only throwing in little pebbles, you're getting little ripples, which means you're going to get bits and pieces and breadcrumbs of these desires and goals that you want, basically up and down. So by hitting that crossroad in life, it's a door opening up. It's saying, look, this is what you thought about. This is what you wanted. What kind of ripple effect or thought pattern are you going to have to help to bring it to fruition?
Well, exactly. And if you're sitting on your hands, you have nothing but calm waters, and you're not getting anywhere. Nowhere.
Not getting anywhere. Nowhere. And there's no port. You're not going into any port to put that anchor down. In essence, that thought pattern to bring it to pass. And everything starts in thought. Everything around me, around you, around us, all started with a thought. And I used to sit when I was in like grammar school and look around and say, wow, all this stuff was created by somebody. And here I am sitting up talking about it, 40, 50 years later. Yeah, it's an amazing philosophy of life when you start getting into the details about how everything is created, and you have the powers to create stuff like that. But what kind of pebbles are you throwing into the quantum field, into that mindset, into that imagination that is presented to you every day in the crossroads of your thought?
Well, an example of that was little Justin in first grade, and this very large, boisterous, red-headed teacher pointed to all the months written up around the room, and she said, those are the months in the calendar, and you're going to learn those months in the calendar, and you're going to be able to spell those months in the calendar. And little Justin said, oh, that's impossible. I'll never be able to do it. They all look the same. They all sound the same. How could that be? So I threw a big negative boulder in my pond.
You were already a rebel as an infant. I mean, what the hell? What are you doing? You're already starting trouble in grammar school, man. You wonder why you got issues with that stuff going on later on in life, because you weren't as precocious as I was. You didn't want to learn. You're like, I'm just going to do it my way. To hell with you. You know what I mean? But that's okay. I was the same way. I was that ignorant, but I waited till I was like 15. And when I realized it, when I would see a policeman walking up to me, then I realized, I better change now. I better fix the process. But you brought up a great point. I mean, the best point of the whole show tonight was opportunity.
Yeah.
Your crossroad is your opportunity to either step over the line or to stay where you are. And the majority kind of stay where they are. That's why you and I are here. We're just sharing information on metaphysics, on science, on motivation, on inspiration, perspiration, whatever the hell you want to call it. just to get people off their feet to realize that we all have these desires and these goals, man. And we hit a crossroad. Yeah, that's the jumping point. That's the airplane you're on. And you jump out and you do what you got to do and see what happens. Who knows?
Well, exactly. And that's what we wish everybody. We wish them opportunities. Yeah. Opportunities.
Well, do you realize, I was reading this, there's 1,200 millionaires made every day in the U.S. 1,200. I think it's even higher. I forgot the precise number. But that's amazing. So anybody says there's no opportunity, I'm like, I would use an expletive on, but I'm not going to do it on this show.
Good.
But at the same time, there's opportunities everywhere. There's opportunities in dirt. You mix waste with dirt and you get fertilizer, and the guy made $1 billion. I mean, there's opportunities everywhere. But we all have these individual goals that can create those opportunities in our life. And it can come from anywhere. And if you learn to step over that line, that crossroad, you know you're there. We all know that we're there in some way. You're going to find a way because it's going to be made for you by your thought about it.
Exactly. Now, Jerry, you are a journaler extraordinaire. What are some of the hot topics you've been putting in your journals lately?
I can't, as you can tell, I mean, beyond here, you can see my stack now is about 3.5 feet high. And it's just my way of saying, it's hard to say because every day is different. Every day is different. I'm the gratitude guy, but to me, I'm just creating what I feel in the present as my future reality. Because to have your future reality, it starts right now. And whatever future reality you want to hold, I write that down. I'm sorry, what I want to hold, I write that down. It's this or that. I put myself in the picture. You put yourself in the picture is when you start creating an amazing movie. And that's how journaling is. It's everything that we were taught not to do. It's called your imagination. And when you start conjuring up these amazing scenarios of who you know you're going to be, more ideas start flowing through them. And people called it science fiction, but now it's factual because the mind is an amazing tool. Always remember the ripple effect. Ask yourself, if you're throwing pebbles out there, realize it's not you. You got to be throwing those boulders into that stream of the quantum field. Watch the ripple effect. Start dictating that, verbalize it, meditate on it. Journaling is my way of just doing what other people do. Meditate, yoga, walking, whatever it might be. The more you're in state on a feeling level, and if you can visualize, that's great, of what you want to have be and do, you're going to draw it. You don't have to worry about a crossroad. It's just going to go a straight path. You don't have to worry about it, man.
Well, that's a powerful statement, too, as long as you are in state.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That state of mind, I mean, that's why the states have boundaries. You put yourself in a state of mind every day of something people don't even realize now, of gratitude. You're going to attract more grateful things. You put yourself in a state of mind constantly of abundance. You're going to attract abundant things. You put you in a state of love. You're going to attract love. I mean, it's an amazing scenario of events that we all create. But it's on the ladder as well. You put yourself in the state of hate and frustration, you're going to attract more hate and frustration. It's the same scenario. The universe is not biased. It just takes whatever you send out every single day. And when I realized what I was sending out is when I realized what I was getting back.
So the universe is our mirror.
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. I love it, man. I love the fact that we're in complete control if we choose to be. You have to hit that crossroad and say, I'm in control of my life. I can have or be or do anything I want. Well, if I can conjure it up in my mind, it's going to manifest somehow in my life in some way, however that way may be.
Well, and I think we could all agree, and the audience can agree, the universe doesn't care. You know, we create.
No.
We create.
It's the same energy. Everything, if people realize that the basic, rudiments of science and quantum physics, I'm not coming on here as some intellect, man. I'm wearing my pajamas for crying out loud. I'm just coming on here and saying, look, whatever you send out, the energy is going to get attracted to the same energy you're sending out. It's basic law of attraction 101. Whatever energy you send out in thought and feeling, comes back to you as your state and being. So ask yourself, what are you being every day? Because that's what you're sending out every day. And if you're sending out a success mindset, you're going to attract success opportunities from that mindset, because you hit the crossroad and you opened your mind to opportunities.
Hey, Jerry, I think that's a great place to call this a night.
Yeah. I got my Jamie's on, man. I'm going to go to bed. It's that time of night, man. It's T-shirt Tuesday here on America's Newscape.
East Coast, West Coast. All right. Hey, everybody. This has been Justin Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you American Mentoring. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links are provided in this video is read more. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel, and please take some time and learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.